guys, this is Anime Able. Sorry for the delay. This is part 6 of What If Deku was the 10th Vongola Mafia boss. So, as Takeshi thought, UA was shut down for about 3 or 4 days, I believe it was. When they finally returned to school, Deku's kind of in a bad way at the moment because, well, getting your mind messed with like that is going to honestly leave you kinda scarred. He's honestly trying to be his normal self, but certain people like Jiro and Ida and Uchako notice that he's not quite as cheerful as normal. Once everyone quiets down like normal, Aizawa goes and says, "We got a few announcements today. The first is you've got some new classmates." This kind of takes everyone by surprise. They were expecting a new member to join because the switch with Mineta, but he said classmates, which means plural, multiple. Aizawa is just standing there. He's like, "Alright, settle down. They're about to come in. Why don't you two introduce yourselves?" The tall, dark-haired boy goes first and says, "Hey, my name is Yamamoto Takeshi. My quirk is sword, I like baseball and sushi, and I can't stand villains." After he takes a step back, the other one takes a step forward. It's a dull-eyed boy with purple hair. "Hi, my name is Hitoshi Shinzo. My quirk is brainwashing. I don't have any particular likes, and I hate it when people consider my quirk villainous." "Okay, you two can go take your seats now. For the next announcement, UA shall be holding its sports festival this year. You will have 2 weeks to prepare. This is your chance to become noticed by pro heroes and other outlets, such as businesses and so forth. So make sure you all give it your all." For the rest of the day, they have normal classes such as English, grammar, math, history, that sort of stuff. During lunch, though, they realize that Izuku's not sitting with them like usual. So they start to go look for him, and they just find him sitting in the classroom, just muttering to himself. Jiro catches some of what he's saying. He's saying stuff like, "I'm not like them, please don't leave." She just looks over to the rest and says, "Don't worry, I've got this." She sits by Deku and she's like, "Don't worry, no one's going to leave you. I don't know what happened during the attack by the villains, but it's all fine now, so don't worry, okay?" Izuku just looks up and he's like, Even if they want me to take over for a criminal organization?" Just kind of taken aback by this. What's Izuku talking about? But she just shrugs and then smiles. She's like, "I know you, Izuku. Whatever happens, you'll always find the good in people. Even if you're forced to take over something like that, I'm sure you'd find a way to make it work and become a hero just like you've always wanted." Wrapping her arms around him and just keep holding him close. They just sit there for a while, just being together. Eventually, Jiro is able to coax Izuku into going to the lunchroom, and it's like night and day almost. There's still little bit that Izuku's holding back from everyone, but he seems to be a lot better. He's happy, he's more cheerful now, he's talking to everyone, and when they ask him where he was during the whole event, he kind of clambers up a bit, and then he's like, there's something I need to tell you all after school, okay? So, as school ends, they all get together and they decide to just go for a walk. And Izuku starts explaining everything that's happened until now, what the fight with Okuro, what happened there, the visions he got, or illusions, you could say. Everyone's kind of shocked at this. Ida's just like, why did he want your body? There goes some silence, but eventually Izuku's like, I've not told you guys everything. He then says, when I was 6 years old, my mom hired a tutor out of nowhere to help me control my quark. He's kind of, what you can say, kind of a ruthless teacher, but I was able to get my quark under control, and I've actually got a pretty good handle on it nowadays. When I took the entrance exam and got home, he decided to tell me why he was actually teaching me. It turns out that my ancestor founded a vigilante group long ago, and over the years it's taken a turn towards more of a criminal organization, and it seems they're looking for their newest successor. They mainly want to focus on successors who are connected to the founder, and I'm only one with connections to the founder now, other than the current head of the organization. Everyone's taken aback except for Jill, since she kind of had a feeling this was where it was going because of what he was saying earlier that day. There was this long pause of silence. No one really knew what to say. And finally, Chaku breaks the silence, going, You're not going to do that, are you? Izuku just looks down and he's like, I'm not even sure if I have a choice, if I can deny it or not. The silence continues a bit longer after that, until Ida starts, well, you seem to be pretty stuck in this situation. If I may ask, though, why are you going to UA then? Izuku didn't know what to say. He always wanted to be a hero, so he was going to say that. But before he could, another voice spoke up. It was a request from the 9th boss. He wishes for Izuku to become a hero before he becomes the head of the family. I'm not entirely sure what he's planning, but I've got some theories. They all turn to see this tiny toddler in a suit. Reborn, what are you doing here? Well, you were late for your studies, so I came looking for you and decided to wait to see what everyone would say when I found you speaking about this. But to you all, let me tell you this. It's not as bad as he makes it sound. In Italy, the Vongola family is looked up to as heroes. While sure there is some shady parts of the business, they mainly kept to the first goal of protecting the people when they needed it. The shadiest part of the family tends to be its sub-organization known as Varia. Ida looks and he's like, then it wouldn't be too hard for Izuku to take over and make it an actual family of heroes, would it? Reborn just smiles. No, it wouldn't be too hard. There might be some pushback from some of the older members, but it is possible. Ida just smiles. Then there you go, Izuku. That's all you gotta do, if there's no way to avoid it. Izuku's just dumbfounded. He just told them everything he knew, and they weren't yelling at him. They weren't cursing him. They weren't leaving him. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. I was so afraid that you guys would leave me if I told you. They all just give him a warm smile, and Jill walks up and gives him a peck on the cheek, and she just says, "You think too much sometimes. Sometimes it's best to have hope in your friends, you know?" They eventually all part ways and start heading home. Reborn just looks at Izuku and he's like, "You know, you've got a lot of training to do now." Izuku just chuckles. He's like, "Yeah, I know. Woo! Time skip. Okay, I won't do that again. I'm sorry." Everyone has gathered around for the sports festival. Izuku had to give this speech. He says, "Heroes are not born, they are made. Through hard work and dedication. Through the friends we make, through the hardships we share. But let me make one thing clear to you. I intend to win. So, everyone give it your best. Alright? Plus Ultra!" All the heroes in the stand and the other audience members are just cheering him on for the speech he made, while some of the other classes, such as 1B and 1C, are yelling at him, saying, "How dare you think you're going to win? You stuck up jerk. We'll show you. 1A isn't all it's made out to be." As they all prepare for the first event, that's the relay, Todoroki just comes up to Izuku. He's like, "I know you've got a strong quirk, but I'm stronger. I will win this." Izuku smiles and says, "Well, hope to see you in the finals then. But if I'm being honest, I don't think you'll be able to beat me with just your ice." Todoroki narrows his eyes and he says, "We'll see about that." The race goes about the same in canon, but once they get to the minefield, instead of Izuku using part of the robots to blow up the mines he dug out and hit, he instead uses his dying will flame and his hands to shoot over it with incredible speed, barely passing the finish line before Todoroki. Izuku Midoriya has come in first. Let's all give him a round of applause. As Bakugo soon comes in third, then the rest of the class comes in where they normally come in at. I'm going to leave it off here. I'll do the cavalry battle and the one-on-one fights in the next part. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's been a while since I uploaded. Well, not that long actually, but it's been about a week almost. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and please leave a comment or like down below.